Good morning from Montville. It's Clayton Teeney from the First Home Buyer Club, and starting today, as discussed yesterday, 100 lessons in 100 days. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about is accessing your super early. Should or shouldn't you do it? I know we're past the point where you've been able to get it out twice, if that has been an option. I just want to talk about it a little bit further because we are getting a lot of clients that are still talking about withdrawing the super, or they have withdrawn the super, and what can they do now to purchase their home. So firstly, what I want to talk about is obviously super was designed, or the early access of super was designed to allow you to pay bills and get by if you're financially in a bad position. If you were or are in that financial position where you need extra assistance, great, pull it out, and I hope it was put to good use. If you're not in a financial position that requires that money, just take some consideration in regards to why are you doing it and if it is the right thing for you to do moving forward. And for that, I just wanted to chat about a couple of things. We are getting a lot of people that are doing, and what I'm starting to see is a lot of people are withdrawing it for one of three reasons. The first thing is that we spoke to people who have withdrawn it because what they thought was, at least if they've got the access to it, if they needed it, they could use it. Now, again, it's not a right or a wrong way. However, just realize that you are taking money from your future for the now. Now, if you don't need it, what's going to happen in your future? The second thing is people are taking the money out and withdrawing it and then using it to pay off debts, which as a whole, that's a great thing, right? If you're paying off debts and you're not having to owe people money, that is always a good thing. However, just be aware of this. You are robbing Peter to pay Paul. And what I mean by that is the super was designed to help you through retirement and get you through the next phase of your life. If you're pulling that money out now, that's for your future, and then just paying off debts with no plan to build up your super again or put you in a better financial position, you're just fueling your bad habits that you may have right now in regards to spending. Be aware of this, because if you just get in that habit of pulling money out to pay off a debt, you're not saving money or getting anything in the future as a result of the other thing that you need to be aware of is if you're withdrawing that money out for a deposit. Good morning, Bo. How you doing, mate? And you're wanting to own a home and you thought, well, this is a good opportunity. The home builder boost is $25,000. The first home buyer grant is $15,000. We can get exempt from stamp duty, and the loan deposit scheme can allow you to avoid mortgage insurance as well. All great opportunities to get into the market, right? But if you're pulling the money straight out of super and it goes straight in your account with a big lump sum, the bank's not silly, right? So when it asks for your bank statements and it sees that you now have $10,000 to purchase a home, and magically that $10,000 appeared a month ago and it come from your super, the bank's going to look at it the same as you would look at it if someone asked to borrow money off you, and make that analysis and go, well, the only money they have in savings has come from super, and super was designed for those in financial hardship or that are struggling. Is this the right decision to give this person money to buy a home? And the bank's not going to be wanting to jump up and down and give you that money purely off the basis that it's going to look at the facts and think, well, if you're struggling now, we don't want to put you in a home and then you struggle later. So if you are looking at using that money and it go towards a deposit, be aware of a couple of things. That potentially in the next 3 months, you're not going to be able to use that money at all. You're going to have to wait that period. But secondly, we've got to start changing those habits. So if you're not working with anyone from the First Home Buyer Club and working through your budget and understanding, okay, this is how much it's going to potentially cost to own a home, this is how much you're paying in rent and putting towards savings, and this is all the extra spending over here that we need to curb, then I really recommend that you sit down with your partner And that's another lesson in itself, openly talking about finances with your partner, but sitting down and working through your budget, working through those things that you're actually spending money on, making an understanding or making a judgment. Is it the right thing that you should be spending money on, and how can you save more money? Because, getting into a home is one thing, but it's paying it off and living life. And one thing that we stress at the First Home Buyer Club is we don't want you to just buy a home. We want you to buy a home, be in the ability to pay it off faster and have more choices in life. So if you're using that money, you've pulled that money out, what happened in the past happened in the past. You can't change that. If you're planning on wanting to buy a home and take advantage of all the grants that are on offer at the moment, now's the point that you need to plan correctly to buy a home. That's working through your savings, working through your budget, understanding what you're about to buy. Is that financially in the best position? Are you and your family in the best position right now to buy that? And financially, is that the best decision for you guys, right? Because, we all want the best of everything, but sometimes we might try and buy the best when it's not really our major priority, or more importantly, it doesn't make financial stress to buy something that's out of our budget, because we don't want you, and I'm sure you're the same, you don't want to buy a home and then all you be doing every week is just getting by to pay the mortgage, because you're going to have rates that are going to come up every quarter, and power bills, you're going to have water bills, and you're going to have these costs that are going to come up. The car might break down, and if you're just scraping by to own a home, then you're not really leaving much in the reserve just in case something does happen. But more importantly, if you're just getting by, you're not really living life, right? There's a lot of great deals in the suburbs surrounding you, for example, that could save you a lot of money. You wouldn't know a difference, and then all of a sudden have a lot of money each week to live a better life. So that's lesson 1 of 100 in regards to super. If you've got more questions for it, message a page, call the landline number, and let's talk about where you are right now. How do we get you moving forward, and how do we get you moving forward in a better position? All right, guys, from Montville, have a good Monday. See yous.